Let's get into hunting Bigfoot. Welcome to Visual Disturbance.
Got one that can see.
Good afternoon and welcome to Visual Disturbance. I'm your host, Brian Reese, and we are back for a live broadcast. It's been a while here on the Visual Disturbance channel. Hunting for Bigfoot, Visual Disturbance exclusive. Welcome everybody here to the program. It's been so long, and I'm really thankful to be back here live behind in the Visual Disturbance community here. And welcome to Hunting for Bigfoot. Before we get into the program today and all that good stuff, I want to bring everybody to attention here. Some people that are special to me, and big shout out to them at Shake and Wake Radio. Miss Ann does a wonderful job executing and facilitating our programs and advertising them out for us, and big shout out for Shake and Wake Radio. And also don't forget to check out Esther Jades. They have a Facebook page and whatnot. They do a wonderful job as far as what the products they do have there, and check that out if you get an opportunity, and you'll be glad you did. At Esther Jades, I think they have a Facebook page. They don't have a website just yet. There's been some technicalities and technical difficulties, but check that out when you get an opportunity to do that at Esther Jades. But I'm going to kind of give you some feedback, give you some up to date, since it's been a while since we've been on the Visual Disturbance. I mean, it's been over a month, been like a month and a half, I think, if I'm not mistaken, on the Visual Disturbance channel. Been a little busy. I had a lot of different things popping off in my life and whatnot. Last week was, let's just say, a little up and down, but we persevered and got through it. It was a really cool week. Got to do a lot of things. Me and John Pounders got to go toward Woodstock, Georgia, and this is what inspired me to do this program today. So I thought about when he was driving us down there, going down the interstate, and had all these Bigfoot like expeditions and all these different things, these big, banners and everything, right? Advertisement for Bigfoot in the big state of Georgia. And so we had to, I was just contemplating on it. It's like, well, if I get back into the groove of things and get some rest after we came back from Woodstock, Georgia, which is really cool honor. We had a lot of people that we got to meet and whatnot. It was a pretty interesting time at Woodstock, Georgia. And Bigfoot community down there. Bigfoot community, and what a blessing it was to go down there. So, but big shout out to the people in the South and the Appalachian Mountains. I know there's a lot going on, especially in the news right now and everything going on in Florida and all these hellacious, I will say that hellacious hurricane weather. My prayers go out to all the people that are having to endure all this nonsense that is going on. And what I mean by nonsense, there's some weather, I can only say certain things that's manipulated in some shape or form, and it's becoming a little bit of an issue. Well, not really, it's beyond an issue. So be in prayer for everybody out there in all the Appalachian Mountains. My heart goes out to them. Like I said, I can't emphasize that enough. I could only imagine what they're going through, and big prayers out for them people. But I've been wanting to do a program for a while on the Bigfoots. It's been a while since I've done one. A big shout out to somebody that has passed and gone, Scott Carpenter. I will be referring back to him maybe once or twice, but big shout out to him. He's been passed away for over a year now, if I'm not mistaken. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that. And my heart goes out to that family. And I know his son has been working diligently to keep that platform up and running on the Scott Carpenter with the Bigfoot projects and all that. But big shout out to Scott Carpenter, even though he's passed on. Probably one of the biggest Bigfoot hunters out there that was going beyond the research, and a big shout out to him, and especially his son trying to take on the reins and continue on that project. So, I got to do one program with Scott, and that was all that I was honored with. And but it was an interesting program. It was interesting. We got to do that on a totally different platform, and it was an honor. But hunting for Bigfoot, and I want to disclose some things later on this program. It's going to be a lengthy one. There will be something that I'm going to be doing later that I'll be presenting that probably is not for younger audiences, and I just want to disclose that right at the beginning because I watch what I put out and the content that I put out. So just be on the lookout. And I'll warn everybody too, if you got families, for fathers and mothers watching and they're letting their children watch, I will make a comment before I present that material. But let's get into this program. Share this thing out. Welcome to Visual Disturbance. Let's get hyped. Let's get excited about being on the Visual Disturbance community. So we're also live on Twitch TV. I'm trying to get into that world with all the gaming, and you'll see what I'm saying here in a little bit. I'm doing something totally different on Visual Disturbance. I'm trying to reach younger audiences and trying to stretch out my template when it comes into the analytics and the algorithms out there. So share this thing out. I really would appreciate it here at the Visual Disturbance community. And we're on Twitch TV, and I'm also on Twitter, X. I'm on that, and then I'm on this platform right here on YouTube. So subscribe to those things and follow me on those social media platforms if you get the opportunity. Let's get into this thing because I went a little long on the intro. Let's get into this thing. So Bigfoots, right? So we have these Bigfoot, also commonly referred to as a Sasquatch. It's purported ape-like creature said to inhabit the forests of North America. Well, we'll bring this to everybody's attention. It's interesting that they're prominently dominant in America. Not only America, there's other countries, and especially in Canada. But I'll show you the information that I'm going to be presenting here. There's a lot of sightings that has been in our woods for hundreds of years here in North America alone, and also in Canada. But one would wonder what in the world's going on, and you hear all these different stories about missing people, curses upon their families and all kinds of different things, and they see these giant creatures going up and down and all kinds of stuff. They see these just random things that pop up. Thanks for the big super chat there. I appreciate it, my friend. But yeah, so it's just getting a little crazy. It gets a little crazy with all these, let's just say, ancestral ties and whatnot. So continue on. The majority of the mainstream scientists, well, we all know some of those scientists are trying their best, but some of them, I think, are diverting us in some shape or form. But that's just my opinion. Have historically discounted the existence of Bigfoot, considering it to be a result of combination of folklore, misidentification, and hoax, rather than a living animal. Folklorists trace the phenomenon of Bigfoot to a combination of factors and sources including indigenous cultures, the European wild man figure, and the folk tales. Wishful thinking, a cultural increase in the environment or environmental concerns, and overall societal awareness of the subject that have been cited as additional factors. Forgive me, I got tongue-tied. I had a little blimp on the text side to make sure that my stream wasn't falling apart. So, let's see here. What was I reading? Welcome to Visual Disturbance. I'm a little rusty. I haven't been live for so long. Anyways, I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. It's been literally like a month and a half being live here. So, societal awareness. That's the term I was trying to get out. So, anyways, continue on. Tales of the wild, hairy humanoids exist throughout the world, such as creatures appear in the folklore of North America, including the mythologies of indigenous people. Bigfoot is an icon with the fringe subculture of cryptozoology, an enduring element of popular culture. I will tell you this: when you go down the big south, you see all these, especially in Tennessee. My people, my friends, and everybody I've met in Tennessee. Big shout out to them. They have all these like elaborate statues. There's like Bigfoot pointing this way. I seen one place where there's like a dentistry, and they have a big old 8-foot tall statue of Bigfoot. Hey, brush your teeth. And there's all this like folklore, and it's all this culture that's involved, and it's embedded into our society, right? So it's all fragmented, right? So you go out west, you don't see anything until you get to like California and everything else. You see other creatures, and you go to Virginia, the Mothman, etc., right? The Dogman in Kentucky. I mean, it's mingled in all kinds of different things. But the prominent thing that I think of is there's a lot in the Appalachian Mountains, and I think it's interesting that there's people with businesses. Hey, it incorporates Bigfoot, that good stuff. It's just wild, especially if you're from the West or if you're from another country. Bigfoot is a dominant thing as far as North American. A lot of people don't really realize that, but I think it ties into the whole Nephilim. But we're going to get into that here in a little bit. Continue on. The skunk ape, right? This is commonly described as a bipedal apple. I'm thinking about Apple TV. Apple-like creature, 5 to 7 feet tall and covered into a molted reddish-brown hair. The skunk ape is often reported to be a smaller in stature compared to the traditional descriptions of Bigfoot from the northern U.S. and Canada. It is named for its foul odor, often described as being similar to a skunk. And I will tell you all, the last few years, there's been some local news anchors, and everybody be like, hey, do I smell sulfur? I smell this stench of sulfur. What is going on? And I will tell you, in my neck of the woods, I have been witness to that. And it was a large, strong scent of sulfur, especially at night, right? You'll smell this scent of sulfur. I've also heard and evaluated that is the smell that you somehow, when they talk about the Greys, and they say they had this stench, and it smells like sewer pipe / looks like it's going to explode with sulfur. So there you go. So one thing to put into consideration, the skunk ape. So if the skunk ape rolls up, there's not enough skunks or enough deer urine to soak that scent. Welcome to Visual Disturbance. I like to have humorous and comical fun, and that's just my personality, and I like to be upbeat, and we should be upbeat and be joyful, especially in these times that we're living in. It seems like we're the train has come off the tracks, and the earth is cracking open, and the vortexes are popping off, you know what I mean? And like I said at the beginning of this program, starting off here, big heartfelt. My heart is heavy. My shoulders are heavy. I know the burden down there in the South is unbelievable. So big shout out to the people out there suffering right now, especially the people that's getting ready to get this hurricane popping off. So the Yeti, right? The Yeti, you'll find it in different areas, the Himalaya mountains. So the Yeti is an ape-like creature purported to inhabit the Himalayan mountain range in Asia. In the Western pop culture, the creature is commonly referred to as an abominable snowman. Many published articles have been offered in the attempt to prove the existence of this Yeti, including anecdotal visual sightings, disputed video recordings, photographs, and plaster cast of large footprints. Well, I want to point something out. Not too far from here, in the big old county of Rock Castle, down here in the Bluegrass State. There's my little Kentucky swing. So down here in the Bluegrass State, we got us some plaster cast of large footprints that used to be there, but they say they're not there. Then they gaslight you again. It'll reappear. The tree will fall over, and the bush and the shrubs and all the tornadoes or whatever type of mudslide we'll have, that'll be rediscovered here in about 15 years or 2 years or whatever they deem it necessary. But I had the longitude and latitude. I know where it's at. No joke. There's these huge like footprints that are embedded into the ground, cast like just submerged. And it looks like they've been petrified, like instantaneously hardened, and they're giant footprints. So what is that? And people don't want to talk about it. People don't want to talk about it around this area. I see Cody up in the chat. Me and Cody have had plenty of conversations. It's been a while since I have talked to him, and forgive me, my friend. Big shout out to Cody. We've talked about some areas in his big state of Texas, talking about similar things about these casts, these reptile feet-like things out toward the west. But up here in Kentucky, in Rockcastle, don't let them fool you. They be throwing that stuff and putting it, they cover some mud up and not letting the people see it. They don't want to disclose that fallen angel and them giant narrative. Don't let them fool you around here. They're persuasive. They're very tactical. But that's why this old half-blind boy from Kentucky is trying to speak against it and expose it for what it is. So, here's the thing. When it comes back to this UFOs and all these different sightings, and then you look at this Bigfoot narrative, disputing videos and photography and all that, what is it? Could it be the interdimensional stance? There's so many things that point to that. There's so many things that point to gates. There's, like stargates. There's so many things that point to UFOs. If you see a UFO, there's more than likely you're going to see a Bigfoot sighting. If you see 25 cattle fell over and got their legs up in the air, you could be looking at a, cattle mutilation. And then there's the bovine blood thing that supposedly is being experimented on right now, and the evidence is stacked to the hilltops that it's some kind of quantifiable. Like, if you have a bunch of bovine blood, that's how they're interdimensionally popping up in the skies and everything. I guess they got a big cattle trough, and these, I guess they have systems to where they can grab cattle. Like, you hear the stories of UFO, the elk, the deer, the cattle, etc. I know I'm ranting and I kind of get off the course, but it all is relevant in my opinion. One of my favorite scriptures, there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men of old, or were of old, men of renown, Genesis 6 verse 4. Think about that, folks. Think about it. Is it something that we need to document? Absolutely. Where did the giants of old come from? People will be like, well, Brian, they're antediluvian. Well, absolutely. There's antediluvian, and there's after the flood and before the flood. And we have to look at it and evaluate the information that has been presented, and it comes across. There's so many different Nephilim kings and Nephilim wars and Nephilim tribes. And I would have to say this, when it comes to hunting for Bigfoot, it's almost impossible. But speaking of, I spoke of a gentleman that passed on, God rest his soul, Scott Carpenter. And I remember very clearly on that program, and I think when we spoke off air, I was talking about certain things about people going missing, and there was applications of, I think there was a younger boy years ago was supposedly kidnapped by these Bigfoot-like creatures. And the story was, the longer he stayed out there with them in the environment. But I had this key question, like, why and how and what? Like, how did he survive with the temperature change and influx and everything? But Mr. Carpenter continued on with the conversation and said, well, there's evidence that the hair follicles would grow at a higher, a faster rate, and there was like fur. And apparently that was some type of case that did happen. So the child would grow up into an older adult and have hair and fur, but had to be raised by these creatures, right? So what is that? What's going on? So what are we looking at, a multi-interdimensional celestial kind of thing? What are we looking at here, right? Is there something terrestrial about it? Absolutely. And I think they go in and out of the woods and navigate through however they dispute that. And I think that's one thing. I haven't really disclosed much about it here on Visual Disturbance, but I think it's where when I find Indian mounds and they have giant evidence with the tibia, the femur, etc. So, but the one thing that people seem to forget is, why is there copper suits? So anybody out there, when this video ends, or even during the chat, I'll be periodically looking at the chat or in the description box, in the comment below. Let me know if you ever come across any places around your area, in other countries, etc., states. It doesn't matter where you're on this earth. Hit me up on the comments below and let me know what you guys think about this. I found substantial evidence that Native Americans would have literally forged out copper suits, like from head to toe, right? Copper suits. So why would they have forged out copper suits? And I have my own take on it, speculation, etc. And I thought about, why was there so many reports of creatures and different things, different applications, and then there's these stories of these mists, like this fog comes up, and it's kind of directly tied back to the gray narrative. The grays, they see this smoke, and you start seeing these grays, and it's kind of some similar things with similarities with the Bigfoot or the giants, etc. And the Indians would go hunt these individuals out that was taking their children and their women and everything, right? So it's the same thing like this verse is talking about. There was giants in the earth of those days. The son of God took the daughters of men. So it's like they learned from their daddies, right? They learned. So they was doing all these things, these applications that was being implemented. So when you think about it, and why would there be disruptions with the copper suits? And I thought about it on conductivity, like your kinetic energy, like these Indians was running. And I think it was for something for, not only offense and defense, but I think it was something to disrupt when you're in the woods. And that's why I found substantial evidence that there's copper suits. And I thought that was just so crazy to me. Like, why are they there? Why? And who in the world had the type of forging capability? And then who in the world, when you go back to the Michigan mines and you say, how did they mine the copper? And then how in the world did it get down here in Kentucky, right? And you have these copper suits. Who made these special suits? So I can only speculate, because I don't know. I haven't tracked it down to a blacksmith or anything. I don't even know. Copper's so strange. It's not like metal. So I don't know what it is, but I know that there was a conductivity stance, and my hypothesis on it, I was thinking that something to the conclusion that there was something to do with electrical or disruptions of frequencies. And that's what I was thinking about, because a lot of people see when we've got Bigfoot sightings, there are people going missing, and there's something just really bizarre going on. Why is this going on? Like, why do you have people, David Pilates does a really good job and talks about Bigfoots. Why do you have missing people going missing, and then they'll have UFO sightings and everything at the exact same moment of time? Or if there are people say, well, we got UFOs and we've lost, their backpacks over here, they've lost their books, and it's all scattered abroad. And it's like, how do these people scale these mountaintops? Like, they'll have evidence of them losing their supplies, right? So how do you even comprehend that as a human? Like, it's virtually impossible. It can't happen. It can't happen unless you're floating up or you're popping in and out. Like, there's some type of spiritual thing, interdimensional, like I keep referring to. And I hate to use that terminology, because I will probably, at the bottom of this program, they will Wikipedia me to death on that. There'll probably be some type of fact check, but that's okay. But how does somebody come up with this? And how does it all just, David Pilates has all this evidence. You have all these, the Patagonian giants. That's a whole nother story. We have all these different individual stories throughout North America about the giants of old, and there's these hairy-like creatures, and they're coming out of the tunnel systems, and blah, blah, blah. So I want to really think about what I'm referring to and really focus on what I'm getting ready to show you guys. So a lot of people fell in love with my channel. I've had a lot of good feedback. A lot of people are like, hey, why don't you start doing more Google Earth stuff, Google Earth imagery stuff? So today we are going to do Google Earth. So check this out. I've got a really cool, let's just say, a lot to present on this Bigfoot and sightings. So we want to check out this. So as you can see, a lot of people will give me flack over this. I cannot find a flat, slate. I can't find. This is all we have. This is Google Earth Pro. In the left-hand corner of the screen, at the top left, you'll see a number. Right now it's on 12, but it's literally identifying as the date. It's 1799, so we're going to start with 1799. I couldn't believe it. So this algorithm is going through and searching through the main database. It's going to have I mean, thousands of accounts from 1799 to 2018. I think I might have shared this probably like 2 years ago, but we're going to talk about it a little bit more. So so check this out on the Google Earth. You're going to start seeing like little. It'll be indicating of icons of men. There's like little stick men. It'll be flying everywhere. It'll go from Canada. It'll go all over the West. And it'll start out, and then it just covers the United States. I want to point something out too while I'm here. So you'll start to see it grow here in a minute. It's right here. You start seeing small ones, red ones, etc., blues, etc. As we continue on, and we're getting to the 1950s, 1970s, etc., 1976, in the early 80s, and you continue on in the 80s, 85, etc., and you're going on to the 90s, and then you go into the 2000s, and look how much in 2005, look how much substantial data we have here to check up on what's going on. So as you can see, I'll use my mouse. Look at the Appalachian Mountains, and look at Florida. And look over here at Oregon and Washington. You go up to Canada, right? Just focus on those. This is the one that gets me. 2006, 2008, 2012, and all the way to 2000. And I think that's all I can go to. Forgive me. I thought it was 2000. I'm pretty sure it was 2018, but apparently right now it only lets me go to 2016, but that's okay. So we look here. You see the applications here. So we see all these different. Let me zoom in. You see all these different sightings. I mean, it kind of gets distorted here on the monitor here, but you can look. It'll say 1977, 1923, or excuse me, 1923. Yes, 1923, 2023, etc. There's a 2023 one in here. I can't believe it didn't. It updated sporadically on here while I was doing it. So anyways, all this area is being, let's just say, a huge area for missing people. I'm going to try to word so I can play off that. Anybody that's ever watched my channel, you understand what I'm saying. There's tunnel systems. Let me zoom out a little bit because the icons are indicating the titles and the dates in this, telling you the time and everything. So all this area, the Appalachian Mountains, have got tunnel systems, and I will show you this. So for fun and no extra cost, like Brother David would say, check these red indicator circles or pop up. So we have, and I got ley lines. So not only do you see all these ley lines, and a lot of people are like, Brian, always show us more ley lines, So here we are, we got ley lines. So all the red circles, I'm gonna take off the Bigfoot sightings right now so we can get a bigger perspective. Let me take off that. Obviously, let me take off the ley lines real quick too. So all these red indicators are military sites. So it'll be either underground or above ground. So some of them you'll go to certain places and it'll blow your mind. You'll go in and you'll like, okay, I'm zooming in on a location for a military base, and then it'll lead you to, it'll kind of offset it, and you'll see a 4-way stop, and it kind of hones in, and boom, and you're like, it's an underground facility. And so we're going to zoom in. All these locations here, all of them, all these are military or military applications to a certain extent. If I remember correctly, I don't agree with everything he presents, but I would say that he knows a wide variety of information as far as ufologist and all that, and UFO researcher. I think I've heard different things between Louis Elizondo and Tucker Carlson has had people on. Sean Ryan has had different whistleblowers, etc. And then Dr. Greer, we take it with a grain of salt, whatever because I wasn't there. I don't have the information. I'm not saying they're I'm not discrediting them, their information. But I remember him saying specifically that a lot of these sites are underground, let's just say that, black ops, and there's secret space programs, right? And there's applications that would revert back to 150 years. And I thought that was interesting. This diagram goes a little bit back further than 150 years, but not too far, 200 and something. So 200, or 200 plus, whatever. And you have around that time frame of 1799, but all these different things. And I've been looking into that. I've been thinking about, okay, so not 1820, we should have had more advanced technology, supposedly. according to this information that's being just, uncovered here in 2023/2024. So it was interesting about all this Appalachian Mountains and all out the western, and then when you get into back to put the diagram back up with the Bigfoot just itself, one would wonder, let's put the Bigfoot on, just the Bigfoot sightings. I have to turn it back on here. Yeah, maybe. Hang on a minute. One moment. There it is. So we look back and we think about all these different things. I've talked about this many times on Visual Disturbance, but we're going to rehash it back out. See this area right here and how many sightings have been in Seattle and everything. And everybody looks at the news and you're like, man, Seattle is being bombarded, right? There's all kinds of different things in Seattle, power outages and everything. It's been insane in the last few years, right? Seattle is getting hammered. And I always wanted, I thought about it, especially with the data that's been coming out literally this year. I want to focus on this area because a lot of people, I've heard different things. There's a stargate, there's a portal that latches to Alaska, which is Alaska goes, and you have just a few Bigfoot sightings out toward Alaska, nothing compared to Oregon and Seattle and et cetera and all these places. But I heard that, it also goes to Hawaii, that there's some type of military site that has a place where you can just literally go through it and you'll instantaneously be there. And it's technology that mankind has somehow, lost or something, to that level. But it's like, okay, so how many times can you gaslight the public? And here's where I'm at. They try to discredit people. There's these huge top researchers out there, like I commented to earlier about David Pilates. That guy does an exceptional job on trying to hunt for things and doing because he has a really good references as far as his background. And you think about what he's been able to accomplish when he's looking for people, and he's helped people cope with things, right? But if you look at all this stuff here and you look, the mapping, let me get back to that, the mapping on it, when you refer back to the Bigfoot sightings, and I don't have it right now, but you can have like a vine. I used to have an old overlay, and you can overlay the military tunnel systems, old ancient antediluvian systems, and you can have the tunnel systems and the missing people, missing who, over top of these locations, and it will literally fit like a glove, and I thought that was really compelling. So, wait, there's more before we get off this. And wait, it's not clickbait, because you're like, man, are we hunting for Bigfoot or not? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to be hunting some Bigfoot after a while. So in my area, Kentucky, and then we got to look at this, and I want to observe it for the sake of this video. As everybody knows, and it's been disclosed to the public, it's nothing that I'm going to get hit with anything on here on the YouTube side of things. But as everybody knows, there's lithium deposits all over this area. And I just thought that was interesting because, it's interesting. There's these huge, massive data of Bigfoots that have miraculously appeared over time. And I'm going to zoom out and take off that. But if you look at this, check out this area here, right? Tampa. I got Tampa. The folks out in Tampa are getting ready to get hit with something really bizarre. And it's really sad. The hurricane Milton is getting ready to pop off. And then see, if you look in the Gulf of Mexico and you look at all down here in the south, what do we look at, Brian? Is there something here that we're missing? Well, speaking of antediluvian and ancient places, and we're going to make this just a random, even though we're hunting for Bigfoot, I'm going to show some evidence of what I think could be causing things, right? Let's just use that term, causing things. So as you see here, we have these lovely stars, right? So these are all star forts. So y'all have heard me time and time again refer to star forts on this channel. Well, look at all these star forts. Some of them will say that they're dismantled. Some of them will say that they're still, they're still in use. Some of them even have a gift shop. I've been to some of them for the sake of the video and the time because I have a lot to present here today. And then you're going to get into the fun factor in a little bit. You look at all these star forts, you look at the Gulf of Mexico, and you see that, they have Star City, right? They have all these different Fort Jefferson, Fort Taylor, etc. But I thought it was really weird, really interesting to me that it gets cut off around this area. Fort Gaston, etc. It cuts it off and it goes south, and there's nothing here, but it goes and kind of tapers off. You got Fort Taylor, and I thought that interesting that it's cut off. There's like nothing in this area with star forts, but it's all around it. So, with a fringe topic, and you talk about frequencies and magnetic fields and everything else, I always wanted to think about, Mexico. I've done a bunch of programs on Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl, the serpent. And if you remember in the last hurricane, in Hurricane Helena, there was a spiral, which I don't have for the sake of this video, forgive me, but there was a spiral around this area, somewhere in that area. There was this, prominent looking spiral in the middle of the eye. Thought it was interesting. And it reminded me of some evidence and stuff that I thought about and looked at when it comes to Quetzalcoatl and Kukulkan and different applications at that level. But I wanted to focus on the Gulf of Mexico. And it's probably from their program, but I want to throw it out there. There's people online that's catching on, right? There's these planes. Hurricane Helena, this Hurricane Milton. There's these let's just say there you can track them. There's planes going right into, hang on, they're going into this eye of the storm, right? That's going to be for a future program. But, if you follow me on the Bermuda Triangle and these planes, you don't feel a plane and drive right into the hurricane. And some of them are not even built for the air system, so they got to be flying above it without getting damaged. And I don't know, look, I'm not a pilot. I never say that I have any kind of aviation experience, but I've studied enough to understand you can fly above it and monitor it. But these people, according to the data, they've been flying right up in it, and there's something mysterious going on up in the Gulf. Okay, and I could comment on some other things, but we're not going to. But we will. We're going to bring this up. There's some other evidence about what could we be looking at here. Is it an ancient antediluvian site that has, well, we know there's lithium up here, okay? And we know there was a facility that it just miraculously erupted. There was a facility in Georgia, that could miraculously change the atmosphere. We're talking about cloud, you know what? And I wonder, when it talks about there was mighty men of old, mighty men of renown, talking about the days of Noah, and so shall it be when they come, basically saying that there'll be as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be. So referring to the stance, there could be giants coming around the bend and coming back, and that's what I'm alluding to. So you're saying, well, Brian, here's NASA. We got all this NASA set up, but I'm going to show you some sites that NASA has control over. And you'll see in a minute, they're called AeroNet sites. AeroNet sites. So these AeroNet sites are these little yellow tacks. And let's turn off the star forts for the sake of this video. I want to share something that I think when it ties into this Bigfoot narrative. I'll get to the point here in a second. So when you have all these yellow indicators, they can be small, they can be large, it can be as small as a porta potty. These they measure the air. They measure different climates and different things. And I was really blown away when I looked at this. There's several, right? There's several. This one's Wave, CIS site, etc. Around here, and there's one here, and there's one here, one here. And yes, there's all kinds that's monitoring the East Coast. I get it, and even inland. But I wanted to show, for the sake of this video, what's going on here. Is there something here that would be covered up, like one of my favorite family members would say paper mache? It's like paper mache on Google Earth. They mask over it. It looks like Photoshop on, I wouldn't even say Photoshop on steroids. I could do a better job myself. But you can't see anything, right? And I was wondering, especially when we have this NASA situation and you have this area here, Miami, etc., and it's all cut off from star forts. So we're talking about star forts that was ancient. And then back in the day, Spain and different people that conquered lands, they would just change the date and say, we established it here. So if it was, let's just say 1345, we put 1345, but they would on the star fort narrative, they would cut off 400 to 500 years. They would just say, well, we'll just make something up and put enough different date on it. So it's established. So they just assume throughout the generations, people are like, oh, that was built in 1344, etc. So what if there's some ancient thing here that we don't know about, the American people? And like I've talked about on several Bermuda Triangle programs, there's a star forts here. There's 3 star forts in the Bermuda Triangle. So if you look back and zoom out, this Gulf of Mexico, this hurricane that's coming, Hurricane Milton, is supposed to shoot right across. It's supposed to shoot right across, right through Tampa, and it's kind of changed trajectory, but it's shooting right across, and it would directly go, unless it starts to taper off and kind of goes into a different area, some of it's going to hit toward the Bermuda Triangle. And I've always said that there's pyramids, and which I've alluded to in the past, pyramids here, and I'm seriously considering, which I've looked into a Mexico area. I've always I never brought this up on any programs, but I think there's pyramids here. But I can assure you there's some in Alaska. There's one that I've looked into that directly supposedly communicates with Crimea. We're talking about in Russia, etc. And in Ukraine, right? So if you look at all this and you think about, well, Brian, you might be just completely out of your mind, but I think when people have been waking up, there's all kinds of different things on the news, and you can look at things on X. They have patents and everything for, weather. And it's interesting if this is an ancient site, or, let's just say a pyramid, where it kind of jump starts. Come on, Captain Kirk. I think Captain Kirk is coming soon. Kirk, another hurricane, is coming upon us. So, Captain Kirk, we got to pull back. It's my little fun humor. But we have to plug in. There's some type of supercharged whatever, and they can change. And we know that NASA has the ability to make clouds, etc. That's no secret. So you're like, well, Brian, what does this have to do with Bigfoot? Well, I've looked into Project Fishbow, Project something else that I can't talk about because I'm not allowed to say it here on this YouTube. So I'll just use the application. When they shoot up things on the sky and they supposedly hit something, there was protons, electrons, and different things that would supercharge the atmosphere. Well, there was cases that people started going missing, and then there was a birth rates, etc. would go intensify, but people would go missing, blah, blah, blah. And different things to that level. So it's always, similar. You look and there'll be a hurricane come through, etc. But one thing I looked into was when the water, like the atmosphere. So what I was alluding to earlier, the Indians would know when the climate would change in the forestry, and there would be like mist and water and steam or whatever they would call it. They said it would just it would look like an illusion of a portal. And then there was these giant men, they say, that come and took their women and children. It makes you think of the movie Warcraft, right? This new movie, and it was a video game, etc., whatever. But the Warcraft movie alludes to that these orcs would come through these portals and take people so they could control their stargates. No joke. What it is. So what is it? So do we have this, is there evidence of anything? Because these stories of the Bigfoots, people will be like, hey, I turned and this person is gone, and then I turn around, I see their bag. I turn around, I see this giant ape-like creature that smells like sulfur. It tried to run me down. It tried to take the doors off my car, whatever. There's all these accounts. Is it speculation? Is those people just telling a bunch of lies? Who knows? But the story, it seems like the original, when you look at all these different cultures and civilizations, they talk about these creatures that come out of the ground, or they show up in caves, or, the Patagonia giants. When you look at the Patagonia giant story, they're saying that we came from the sky. So then you get into the star people, and man, I can only imagine what people would say. Oh, Brian, don't be teaching anything new agey. Well, that's not what I'm teaching at all. I'm just looking at the information as it is and putting it on the shelf. I like to talk about a large amount of different topics, a wide range of topics. I'm not, but I will stand firm on my beliefs, and everybody knows what that is. And when you look into the biblical narrative, it teaches and speaks about these things. And when you have different tribes of Nephilim, why in the world do we discredit that and say it doesn't exist? And I think there's something going on. And I usually don't use this word that much because I was told not to, but it's nefarious. It's nefarious. there's misinformation overload. So when you look at this and you look at the Bigfoot sightings on this Google Earth here, and you're looking at all the different sightings here, it correlates with missing people. I don't have the overlay, and forgive me for if you're watching this now. Forgive me for not having it up. So, one more thing before we move on. I want to take off the, well, I just did. Good deal. I'm going to take all the NASA AeroNet sites off, and I'm going to plug this in. Let's go back to the ley lines. So if you look at the ley lines, and this is what blew me away a little bit. Even though this is not really for a hurricane video, this is for hunting for Bigfoot, and it's not clickbait. It's not clickbait, because we are going to be getting into hunting for Bigfoot here in a few moments. Stay with me here. I want to point this out. We have the Gulf of Mexico, and there's a ley line. It's so kind of weird. It's a little bit going to be a little off for the trajectory of of Hurricane Milton. It's borderline, almost. It's borderline, so it's kind of interesting. And I will tell you, it's kind of eerie right here. It almost looks like, well, let's just say this area right here. This is where I was speculating and thinking there might be a pyramid, because it kind of where it crosses and makes a triangle. And this is where, if my memory serves me correct, this is where this hurricane was intensifying, and it got to like record levels, category 6, etc. So it's taken this trajectory almost. I'm not trying to reach, but it is taking this trajectory to hit Florida. So what we need to really think about is, are they using these ancient frequencies? And that's how they got these patents, which I can't allude to because I have to watch what I say here on this platform on YouTube. So what is it? Is there something here going on? And is there stories of old where the Nephilim and these Bigfoot characters, when there's hurricanes and these massive vortexes would they start showing up? I'm not saying that's going to happen here in 2024, but some of the information I've read in the past, and back to what I was referring to earlier, why was the Indians getting prepared for inland battles? And why is there so many star forts? What are they fighting that comes out of the sea, right? There's so many star forts that are around the east and the west. Not so much in the west, but the star forts seem to be a pretty prominent area. One moment. Let me see here. So we have all these star forts, and not only to mention, if you go to it, we don't even have enough time for that, but if you go out toward the east and other countries, there's thousands of star forts. But I just wanted to point this out. You have all these locations here up, and it's more dominant here with the star forts on the East Coast. But if you remember when I showed the Bigfoots and through the Appalachian Mountains, this whole area is inundated with Bigfoot sightings from 1799 to 2016. So if you look at all this, and I assure you, there's all kinds of megalithic structures, etc., and giant mounds everywhere. And there's ley lines, as you can see on the screen, that are everywhere. So I've always said, why do you have star forts mainly on the East Coast, and then they go inland? And to come to a conclusion here, with speculation, I'm going to say a little speculation, there's changing in climate levels. And when me and Brother David Carrico talked about the vapor canopy, in the vapor canopy, there was things back in the day that looked like Saturn's rings, right? And you could see things. And this is what I'm alluding to and coming to my conclusion on just talking about Google Earth and the information here. So if you can see creatures and everything back in the day with the vapor canopy, until the atmosphere was changed or whatever shape or form back in Noah's day, that we're talking about antediluvian times, when you look at it and you see that you could have a vapor canopy and see different things like, let's just say different gates or realms or whatever you want to call it, and you see creatures that you're not used to, and they've documented this, and it was called the misread record, if I'm not mistaken. It would fit in my conclusion and to my research here. It would kind of come to a conclusion and say, hey, it's not too far-fetched. We're changing things, altering things. Things start showing up. Things can't show up until the conditions are properly right? And I just wanted to bring that up and kind of throw it out there on Visual Disturbance channel here, and let everybody kind of have, like I always say, a thought-provoking, logic, critical thinking outfit, right? So you have to really contemplate on what you're looking at and really observe it and chew on it, so to speak. We would say that in Kentucky, chew on this and say, look, what can you find out about it, right? So write me on the comment page and let me know what you think, if that makes sense with what I brought up. Because to me, those Saturn's rings and everything are highly compelling when they was talking about creatures that man has never seen before, or had seen, but then it started coming in these cataclysms, started taking the so-called vapor canopy away. So if the vapor canopy existed, are they trying to bring back the vapor canopy, which would bring, we're talking about what we're referring to with the, let's just say hurricane and different things, and trying to change, which we said earlier, when you have something that erupted over in Georgia and it changes it and makes it electrical, electricity, the certain type of chemical, electricity, so we supercharged the atmosphere. And I don't think anything is a coincidence. But there's just me rambling on, take it for what it is. But let's just move on with the program here, where we're like 50 minutes in. And guess what? We have a treat. And I know y'all are going to be looking forward to this, because I think I am. It's something new that I'm going to be doing here. I've never done it before on the Visual Disturbance channel. And like I said at the beginning of the program, I wanted to reach younger audiences. But I'm getting ready to show you guys something. Well, not show you. We're going to participate. It's going to be kind of fun and interesting. And I want you all to stay with me and hear me out, because we're living in weird times. And this is that moment when I spoke about earlier. If your family, mother and fathers, this is probably one of those moments where it's going to be a little bit scary, etc. And it's not a disclaimer here. Do not let your children watch this part of the segment of this video. So check this out. Visual disturbance. Before we get into it, the visual disturbance, a lot of people don't know this about me. I have to explain it a lot, it seems. I have visual issues, and that's why I wear these glasses. They are vision therapy glasses. A lot of people give me flack for it. It doesn't bother me, but for this exercise I'm getting ready to present, I'm going to have to use all my thought process and my visual, what's left of it. And if I do not make the right decision, and it's been, if I mess up, don't make fun of me, because it's really for just fun and humor. But we're going to hunt for Bigfoot. We are going to hunt for Bigfoot today. And the way we do that is, well, that's not the right button. One moment. Let's go. Yeah, we got it now. Let's go right here and check this out. Like I said, I'm a little rusty. It's been a minute since I've done live programs, but hey, hang in there with me. And one moment. So, forgive me for the little hiccup there. But as you can see on the screen, if you can hear me still, we haven't plugged in the audio. I just disconnected it. Sorry for the little mishap there. It happens when you're live. Check this out. We are going to play. We are going to hunt for Bigfoot. And people will probably like, what are you doing? Brian, why are you doing this? Like I said, I wanted to describe to you how wild it would be in a reality if you was an Indian, a Native American, and how much it would take to combat the mighty men of old, the Nephilim, the giants of old. And if they was Bigfoot shaped, whatever it is, skunk ape shaped, what in the world would happen? It would be catastrophic insanity. But like I said, I'm trying to expand my template. We are on Twitch TV, we are on Twitter X and YouTube, and I'm trying to reach younger people. And I want to expose and tell them that these creatures and stuff come from an angelic stance, these fallen angel technology, etc. Because it's the timing. It seems like it's near, it's short. And this way I get to hunt down Bigfoot. First time playing it, so stay with me. And we'll see what we get into. And I'm going to talk through it and present it the best I can. And if I make mistakes, just laugh and go on. But we're going to have a good time. And I hope everybody enjoys it. So stick with me. We're going to create this lobby here. And I'm going to turn the audio on the game. I'm going to try to tell me in the chat if it's too loud and you can't hear me good. So if you can't hear me good and it's overwhelming with the sound, I can turn it down. But I think I have it gauged to where I can actually present the material here. So let's get into this thing. Let's go hunt Bigfoot today. Let's hunt Bigfoot and see what you guys think. There's blood and gore and all that good stuff, but let's just get into it and see what happens. Hope y'all enjoy it. Let's pop this thing off. I'm going to create a lobby. So I'm going to do player versus AI. And I'm going to call it, let's call it Backwoods. Let's call it Backwoods, Kentucky. What do you think? Backwoods, Kentucky. Why not? That's where I'm from. Why not? Let's just call it Backwoods, Kentucky. We have 3 options. I think I'm going to either find the Ross Lake Park, Yellowstone Park, Winter Park. I don't think I want to do that one. Redwood Park, Ross Lake Park. I think I'm going to do Ross Lake. Ross Lake Park. I think it seems more geared for Kentucky kind of flavor. The only 4 options that you have. So this is going to be intense. It's a little wild, but we are going to hunt down some Nephilim here on the Visual Disturbance channel. And hold on to your seats, folks, because guess what? It's AI I'm going to be fighting against. It's actually going to be hunting me, and I'm going to be hunting it. So then we're going to articulate it together and see what's going to happen. So like I said, this is the first time I've ever done something like this on Visual Disturbance, so I hope y'all can hear me. And yeah, it's a real game, Bill. It is a real game. We're going to knock this thing out. Let's create it. We're going to go to the backwoods of Kentucky here. So here's old Rick. And you can choose the Bigfoot health, Bigfoot damage, and we're at the backwoods of Kentucky. So I'm going to be choosing my character here. There's a Rick, Jessica, Thomas, and William. And there's the Bigfoot. You can actually, that's the Bigfoot character. You can be Bigfoot or the human stance. So everybody, this is what I'm getting at. So it's gonna come off as a little different. So just like this video, share it out. Helps me with the algorithm. It helps me get it out here because I'm trying to reach younger audiences, because I know that we're stuck into the metaverse and all these different digital age, and hopefully I can kind of spread some light. I'm gonna give you some of my information, what's rattling in my head about Nephilim and everything while I try to orchestrate and play this game. So alright, so I'm gonna choose, oh man, Tom used to be a policeman, and he has courage and strength. Oh man, I'm gonna try to see. Rick was 6 years old. He went on a camping trip and changed his life. Since then, all that he wanted to talk about was a Bigfoot, until eventually everyone knew his claim he was insane. But that didn't faze Rick. He went on a professional hunt. He was a professional hunter, mastering the art of stealth. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with Thomas. Yeah, he looks younger, and I think with the he has courage and strength. So we're gonna have to have a lot of courage and strength on this one. So, welcome to Visual Disturbance. If you're just now tuning in, I'm trying something different. Thank you all for being attentive here with me this afternoon. So let's get into this thing. Thomas is getting ready to take us off into oblivion here. He was a policeman who always has courage and strength. The power didn't save his loved ones from death because Bigfoot turned out to be stronger. After when he resigned, he decided to join the Bigfoot Research Association, BRA, team to prevent further deaths. Thomas has always shown courage and strength as a policeman, but it was enough against the legendary Bigfoot. After losing his loved ones from the beast, Tom resigned from the force and turned to the BRA. He believes that with them, he can find Bigfoot and put an end to the killing. So let's get into this thing. Let's crack it off, and I'm going to do my little my spin of Kentucky flavor on this thing. Let's go hunt for some Nephilim / Bigfoot up on this program tonight. What do y'all think? So let's get it on. This is going to be creepy because the sound effects alone, just the music right now is terrifying. So let's just rock this thing. If you're watching on Twitch TV, this is my first literally live stream with a video game. So that's what this Twitch TV is literally formatted to. But let's get into it. That's enough of me rambling on. Let's rock it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it, folks. I'm gonna get some matcha tea. Oh, here we go. So I'm gonna skip all that. So we're gonna get right into the site. Let's see if we can find. It says you can't see it, but let's press any key to continue. So here we go. We're at Ross Park, and I don't know why the date's wrong, but whatever. It says 8/10/2024. I guess we went back in time. But here's my RV. We're getting ready to go in here and set up the campsite. What's so comical about it? I have no clue what the buttons are. So like I said, Bigfoot's probably going to hunt me and drag me up by my skippies and drag me off into oblivion. So it's going to be pretty funny and comical watching me play this game because visually I'm not there, but it's going to be fun just to play around and have a good time. So, and there's a campfire. You know what's so interesting, everybody? Like, just throw us out here, the Phoenix Lights, right? And so if you had the Phoenix Light, there's a story about the camper and everything. There's like this kind of eerie sight like this is what I ref- Uh-oh, did you all hear the music? It got this scary. So I guess if I'm not mistaken, I'm assuming I better start here. Check out the tablet. I got a GPS sensor, and why not go up in here and check out what is going on up in this place. Got a camera. I'm gonna check out the camera. Check out all these different things with the drawers, etc. Searching for supplies because I think at the moment I have that knife, tablet, GPS, sensor, photo camera, and well, there's a gun. Hang on, I'll get that here in a minute. Let me see. There's all these cameras. What do I need these cameras for? Oh, I know why. Trail cams. Yeah, trail cams. And I will say this: Scott Carpenter, he was all about. He's real adamant about trail cams and cameras. And he had a plethora of different I mean, my goodness, he had hundreds and hundreds of data of hours that he presented. Oh, is that a bear trap? Let's knock that thing out. There's night vision camera. Oh, there's a lithium battery. Hello. Oh, and man, check this thing out. So you got these missing people. Look at the details, right? So this game is cracking me up because of the details. There's missing people. We've just already talked about missing 411, all that good stuff. We was talking about that type of stuff going on. So of course they have in that this picture up here, the top. I think that's an iconic picture of like I think it was back in the 70s. They said it was authentic. Isn't that interesting? And you can go up to the laptop here. That's not good. That's not going to work. I think I used to use the cameras if I can articulate it correctly. I think I have to use those cameras. So, oh, there's a drone. And there's some med kits, I think. And there's a pistol, okay. And there's an R700, okay. And then there's some ammunition. I want to believe. They got the Tic Tac. This is in the RV, right? They have the Tic Tac. I want to believe. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Whoever the programmers and the designers of this game, they knew what they was doing. They must have been at least basically researched when they programmed this, made this game. Wow. Oh, I seen something flicker. Okay, let's check this out. So apparently I can play this. Uh-oh. Check that out. Let's do this. Let's see if there's another song. Uh-oh. Yeah. So if you're just now tuning in, I know it's something totally beyond what Visual Disturbance program is. We're jamming out, and if I'm not mistaken, there's my rifle, and there's the button for my pistol. But what we're doing here on the Visual Disturbance, we're hunting for Bigfoot. So stay with me, and the music is kind of sounding like. And if I'm not mistaken, I've kind of read like the summary and the plot of this video game. What's going to happen now? Ignorantly, I think I might be. There, I turned it off. I think ignorantly, on my part, I think Bigfoot is going to be attracted to that sound. So that's not good. Not good at all. You hear him? Yeah, that's not good. He's like howling in the background. That's not good. Is the volume okay? Somebody said get the guns. Dr. Jekyll, this is literally called the Bigfoot. It's called the... Oh, man, it's already going down. I already think he's here. I'm shutting that door. Listen, do y'all hear that? It's so creepy. It's the first time I played this game. I mean, I don't play many games. And so I got night vision goggles somewhere up in this. Let me see the toolbox here. Let me see. Oh, that's kind of neat. It's kind of creepy. So the campsite and all that good stuff. Let's go out here and... Oh, man. If I'm not mistaken, that noise that we're hearing is him rolling around. I'm pretty sure that this can turn to daylight. I hope because it said night 1 at the beginning of the program, or the beginning of the video game. I'm pretty sure that the howling sound that you're hearing is the Sasquatch trying to hunt me down. So that's not going to be good. Let's check this out. So let's see what we got. Like I said earlier, this is something totally different. And I'm trying to do, trying to reach into that world of the video game world and talk about Bible and talk about different random things, you know. Let's get into it. I'm gonna get out there. I'm just gonna risk it. Where's the flashlight at? It sounds like the Predator. Which one is the flashlight? Okay, flashlight is okay. Well, the flashlight is so awesome. I can't even imagine. It's just LED technology here. My goodness. Okay, we're gonna do some cameras. Let's pop some cameras. I gotta put some cameras up because, and I can utilize that. I can utilize that laptop and whatnot. I'm gonna put it at the. Okay, here we go. This is the best place to put this at, so why not? And I've seen mountain lions on trail cams, etc. But I couldn't imagine. Could you imagine? Oh man, dude, could you imagine back in the day, even if it was 3,000, 4,000 years ago, being out in North America and listen to all the sounds of the forest and stuff? You couldn't differentiate if it was a wolf or a tiger or a bear or a bird or whatever, or a snake or a lizard or whatever. It'd be creeping you out all the time. I mean, even this kind of stuff right here is advancements, right? This is all advancements. And they would have nothing but oh man, that just freaked me out. But, oh, okay, so I heard some stories about this too. Let me, one moment. You hear the roaring sound? Let's see if the cameras work. Oh wow, you can turn it so it can swivel it can swivel on the tripod. That's pretty neat. So I only got 2 cameras. Didn't I have 2 cameras? Wow. I might have to wait, to be honest with you, because I can't see good enough to figure out where I'm going, even with the flashlight. And what's bad is if I go up to and start shooting, it's going to come right to me when it'll bat me. Wow. So if you're now tuning in, it's not your typical visual disturbance program, but we are literally, I didn't want it to make it clickbait. The thumbnail is literally hunting for Bigfoot, which I am right now in the digital realm. Trying to find him, trying to see if he's going to hunt me down. Of course, it's AI generated, so, I mean, it's not like it's an old Mario game or something that you used to be able to do back in the day. So, you know, guess where the AI is going. Now it's all sporadic, and you have no clue where you're going to be ending up. So I will not turn the stream off until I find Bigfoot or he finds me. That's the objective. But like I keep alluding to, could you imagine if he was an Indian, if a Native American, all you had was an arrow or a javelin? Oh my goodness. Oh, it's going down now. I almost got knocked out, you guys. Could you imagine having a javelin and stuff and be like, I see big 8-footer coming this way. You know, I mean, forgive me, I shouldn't be mocking. I'm saying they could probably speak more fluent than I could, even if they had the English language at their disposal. So let's just say if you watch me, the Manakuwabu is something you don't be rolling up on. If I see a Manakuwabu on this program, we're going to turn the Manakuwabu off. That is a gray alien, and that is not what this video game's about. I'm hunting down Bigfoot, and I can tell you a story real quick. It's been so long since I've actually been real hunting, I couldn't even tell you. It's up teen amount of years, and I probably show my age, and in which I don't want to disclose my age. But could you imagine if this guy pops up right now in this field, and thank goodness the daylight is popping off? Well, a little bit. Yeah. But could you imagine back in the day, and people running for their lives and trying to articulate where they need to go, and they have, basically their campsite in their village, and this thing just pops up on them and hunting them sound like the movie Predator, it's making all these different noises, popping and cracking, different. You can hear it. That's what that is. This is that Bigfoot. And you can hear the trees blowing and stuff. Even the rain, all the obstacles, being a survivalist, right? So you would know that you would only have a certain amount of food, etc. And it would be, from what I've learned throughout the time and looking at Nephilim, especially in my area, there was a giant Indian, is what they refer to. The giant Indian would the head was decapitated, had javelins stuck in it, and multiple arrowheads. So let's just say, for the sake of this video, let's just say they had a hard time taking this giant down. And like I said, well, here's a random thing. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? And then could you imagine this in like apocalyptic site, stance, and you're like looking around, oh, there's a first aid kit, But I just don't see how it was done even back in the day. Looking, the Indians worked together. Yes, there wasn't a lone ranger like I am right now. But what's this do? Does it do the same thing? Oh yeah, yeah. I don't like that song. I like this other one. We be hunting in Bigfoots all the time. Oh man, as I turn my head, and there it is. Did y'all hear it? See, he's gonna be coming now. So get this. Run, Nephilim, run! Oh, it's a fun, humorous program today. Like I said, if you're just now tuning in, I'm having a good time. If you haven't hit me up on social media, and follow me on X and whatnot. We're live on there too right now. You're like, what's this middle-aged guy doing? Why is he went from looking at Google Earth and telling us all this informative information to playing a video game that he can hardly see? What is he thinking? Yeah, so if you go... yeah, good times. But I'm going to try to... Hopefully he'll show up here in a minute. I don't even know what to look for when he shows up. That's the sad part. And I better turn that off because he'll navigate to there. And I kind of want to go back to my... Oh, there we go. Anybody know what the... Hey, listen, anybody out there that's young and, that's 20, probably 22 and younger, check this out. That's a cassette tape. That's a radio. We used to have cassette tapes not too long ago. The old folk love the 8-tracks and the cassette tapes. That's MP4 back in the day. That's MP3s. That's how we listen. That's digital. Oh, excuse me. That's portability. This is a portability box. Okay, this is like a Sony Walkman, but you put your well, this one's not a particular 8-track, but you put your cassette tape. Whoop, there it is. Whoop. So I just want everybody to know. So I'm aimlessly walking around as I'm being hunted by Bigfoot, and mind you, it's AI controlled, so it's going to be picking up on whatever I do to change the outcome. And this is the first time I played it, so it's all just kind of, well, it's all new. I better get back to my post where the RV was. It looked a little bit better shelter. I mean, could you imagine being a Native American and you have these giant ape-like creature coming and taking your women and children, and all you have is a teepee, or something really just simple, right? Like it would just fall over at the drop of a hat. Oh yeah, it's going on. I made it to the Big Beaver campground. Okay, all right, and nothing. Yeah, so there's another radio. I think I'm getting the concept of this game, and right now I think I just heard somebody shoot at me or something. I don't know. Whatever. And and one thing too to throw out here, I've done many programs on the mark of the beast and all kinds of different things, and different things talking about VR headsets, the metaverse, etc. Could you imagine? I've seen some things with the Apple TVs, etc. Excuse me, not Apple TV, but the Apple Oculus, Apple Vision, or whatever you want to call it, the VR headsets for Apple. I probably got it wrong, but that's okay. Have you seen some of the integration they've been doing with like different chips, different processors? Companies are getting on the bandwagon, so to speak. Like, this is analog. This is technically analog kind of setup, right? Like, you can jump in, but it's totally different when you have a VR headset on and you can go in the backyard and have augmented reality. And this type of game would be augmented in your backyard. That's the type of technology these people have. Well, they're getting presented into the tech world. So look out, everybody that is into. I would not. I'm just going to throw this out here. No VR headsets. No VR headsets for me. First of all, the vision thing is enough to drive me insane that I have to deal with. But I will say, when you look into ayahuasca and the LSD and DMT, it's the same effect when you put a VR headset on. It will give you, they did studies on that, it would give you the same type of, let's just say, a dopamine kick. And I'm seeing fog now, so that might mean that this old Bigfoot guy it's over. It's over. It's going down. Hey, listen, y'all hear that comment? It's like Chewbacca on steroids, man. I'm gonna get did y'all hear it? Yeah, it's getting ready to go down. I'm gonna probably end up. This is where it gets pretty rough. I'm probably gonna have my Kentucky. I'm probably gonna stay real quiet as it drags me out in the woods, and it's not gonna be good because I don't even know where my campsite is. Okay, so there's the trail cameras, and yeah, it's over. I gotta stay here. I gotta stay at Beaver. Is there anywhere to go? It'd be cool to have a tree stand right now. It'd be nice to have a tree stand. Man, he must be hunting me down. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. That's what he's saying right now, right? Bring it on, Nephilim. Bring it on. People are like, man, where's this guy from? King of the Hill? I don't know if anybody recognize that show or not. I would not tell everybody to go and subscribe to that because that's old school stuff, but old dark stuff. But yeah, that's what a lot of people say that I speak like sometimes because my accent. It's getting real dark here. It's getting real dark. I got my flashlight going. I can't even jump over the fence, and all I got is the TP pretty much. You see what I'm saying? Here I am. And you see how quiet it's getting? It's getting real dark right now. Yeah, there's no flood. We're getting ready. This is not good. Yeah. But just having a good time here on Visual Disturbance. We are getting hunted by Bigfoot. And I'm going to get me some matcha chai. Let's get some chai tea here. And remember a good old friend of ours used to talk about kombucha. Well, I drink kombucha now, and this matcha green tea stuff. Yeah. Just lay down. What? Can you sleep on this game? Oh, there's ammunition. That's good. I didn't know you could actually sleep on this game. There's more ammunition. Well, Bigfoot's getting ready to take his TP right off the top of my head. Then it's not gonna be good. Run! You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all hear how quiet it is? I mean, should I start shooting? Oh my, yeah, that's out. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I did not realize that type of graphical stuff. That is not even, oh my goodness, that scared me, man. It startled what kind of games? Who comes up with this stuff? That's what I said earlier. So just forgive me if you're just now tuning in, but earlier I alluded to there's probably blood and gore on this game, and I'm not trying to promote that in any shape or form. I'm literally just trying to turn to hunting to the Bigfoot. I didn't know that it was going to be somebody. I hate that there's a depiction of somebody passed away there. That's not something I'm for. So forgive me I did not know that was part of this game. I knew there was like bullets and maybe blood kind of thing, but I didn't know it was that graphic. So forgive me. Seriously, forgive me. I did not know that was part of that. So But yeah, go on Twitter X, you see a lot worse. And if you just turn on your TV and go binge watch some show, they're not going to talk to you about Nephilim and giants. But I know that in a way they'll promote all kinds of disgusting, nasty stuff out there in the world that we live in. So that's something I don't want to trigger anybody from seeing anything of a death or whatever. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking for the Bigfoot. So let's get into it. Yeah, I know. Sugar Girl. Yeah. There was a dead body there, and it kind of freaked me out because I'm quite honest with you. It's getting darker, and my little LED camera or my LED light is not doing too good. And Bigfoot's on his way. I mean, Harry and the Hendersons ain't got nothing on this guy. Harry and the Henderson back in 1991 on that flick, that old movie. At least he was friendly. This guy don't sound too friendly here. I'm going the opposite direction. I am making a mistake. Which way is the... I need to get over the top of this cave or this rock formation because I think I'm going to get ready to be drug out into the woods like real quick. So it's not going to go down. It's going to go down real bad for me right now. That's why I call it the backwoods of Kentucky. I can assure you some of this actually does look like our area. If you go out toward Mammoth Cave and then south of me, not too far, we actually have formations and rocks. Maybe I can swim across that. Probably not. That's probably not going to work. I'm probably going to get stuck. I just did. I just got stuck. That's just great. Well, there you go. Okay. Yeah, the way to drown on the side of the shoreline there without even having found Bigfoot. The mission is to find Bigfoot or he finds me. I think he's playing around and he smells my scent. I don't think there's anything I can do but just go to the lights here and kind of... I don't think there's any other AI characters. Yeah, I gotta get past this. How did I get turned around? Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is sounding really good. He's howling at the moon now. Oh, it's over, you all. I'm getting ready to get ate up. There's nothing I can do. I'm trying to make it back to camp, but I think old Billy, I'm gonna call him old Billy, he's getting ready to take me out into oblivion. Chewbacca sound, forgive me, they probably just messed up the mic and the sound effects are terrible. Or my sound effects. Oh yeah, we're gonna climb over this. Well, I'm gonna die up on a ridge. And yeah, that's not good. Okay, I'm really close to my trail cams. Where's my trail cams at? Man, this is kind of trippy. I mean, look how big the map is. So yeah, getting back to what I was saying earlier, it's kind of hard to concentrate and do this game and talk about actual educational stance. If you're just now tuning in, you're new to a subscriber here, or if you're new to the Visual Disturbance channel, I'll talk about giants, Nephilim. We talk about Bible reference. Well, we talk about Bible everything, right? We'll talk about the beta text. We'll talk about any kind of anything or everything, but we stay strong and hold to the Bible. But I will refer and reference a bunch. There's a trail cam, but where's my campsite? We like to on the Visual Disturbance channel, I like to venture out and show the dangers of certain doctrines and different things that go bump in the night, so to speak, which we are in the night right now. I think I might have to take a break from the insanity. Got my blood pressure. Oh man, I accidentally pushed the wrong button. Oh man. Whoops. I didn't know that that button discharged my weapon, so that's not good either. If he's not coming now, he will here in a little bit. So, yeah, it's not. And anybody out there that makes fun of my accent, I hope it makes it more entertaining for you, because that's just the way I am, and I promise you I don't change for anybody. If you meet me out in public, I will act the exact same way that I do here online, and I don't change for this world. I try to be joyful and just try to enjoy life, especially when the world seems like it's upside down. But the way things are playing out, and the way the apocalypse is on the rise, could you imagine being out in the campsite right now and and hear the the boogie woogie getting ready to come out, the Mothman / Dogman / interdimensional demon getting ready to crack off and fall in the middle of the tree, which I don't even know what I'm looking for. I know he was really close earlier. I tell you what, I'm just going to gut be. I know y'all want me to find Bigfoot, so I'm just going to let him come to me. I feel a little bit more safer here. That sounds like Tron. Sounds like the movie Tron. We're getting ready to go. Jeff Bridges. I'm getting ready. Yeah, see that? Man, the RV's got some like Bose subs, man. It got some MTXs. Y'all hear that bass? Listen, I'm gonna get my night vision goggles out. I gotta show this guy. This guy has to show up here in a little bit. I'm getting kind of impatient. I'm getting a little impatient right now. Let me see what's going on. Let me pop up and see if I got some Bigfoot sightings here. You know, I could put some more cameras up. What button is? Oh, that's real great. I think there's other animals on here too, but I haven't seen any. That's kind of creepy. There's explosives. Did you guys see anything? Did y'all see any explosives? I didn't see any explosives. Probably gonna have to have them because this feels kind of. There's a camera there. Oh, it's going down. Yeah, we gotta find Bigfoot. Well, if I can put a barrier around the perimeter, and we can try to execute a game plan here. He's gonna make me disappear. That's what he's gonna do. Like literally make me disappear. Thank y'all. Well, I just got hit in the head with something. I'm definitely putting. I'm definitely putting one out in the field here. And over here. Be kind of good to build a perimeter. Could you imagine having to do this in real life? The way things are panning out, if you wanted to talk about the Kandahar Giant, I guess those guys back in early 2000s, did they have advanced equipment like this? I don't know, but according to what I know, they had something feasible to that or obtainable to that tech. But the old Kandahar Giant, if you're just new to the channel, never heard of the Kandahar Giant. I think I did something like a couple of years ago on the Kandahar Giant. That one still gets me every time. It's a very compelling story. I wouldn't say it's a story. I think a lot of those gentlemen that had to be traumatized during that event, I think it's very credible. But a lot of people think it's, like I said earlier and alluded to, the Bigfoot with the material. They always try to gaslight and say it's folklore or some type of just, culture just to claim for, magazines or wealth or whatever, just to have something up for self-gain, so to speak. But I don't think the gentleman that was on record talking about that evil that they had to go against in Afghanistan at Kandahar, I don't think they was playing on that. I think it was literally a sincere testimony, in my opinion. And did you know there's people out there, rangers, ex-military guys, some active, they're still training in caves. They're still training in caves. They're still training in caves to this day, and they're told to go in with night vision goggles and point straight up and look around and observe and thinking their enemy is going to come from above. And this is what they say, but it's because the enemy is going to be 2 times or 1 time bigger than you, 8 foot, 10 foot, 12 foot taller, and then they're going to draw you to the holler. You know what I mean? So there you go. I can't believe I'm doing this on Visual Disturbance, but here we are presenting a video game for the first time, and I don't play video games that much. There's a trail camera because of my vision issues, but I thought it would be fun and entertaining to actually hunt Bigfoot and say that I actually did, because I didn't want it to be clickbait. When I said hunting for Bigfoot, y'all know I'm going to hold up to my promise, even though it's a digital Bigfoot. As long as it don't come through the screen and try to hunt me down in real life, I think I'm in the good. But the way things are in this world, who knows what that kind of technology they have, Well, that looks really dangerous. What was that? Oh, it's going down. Did y'all hear that? Oh, hey, look, that's what happened. See, oh, I survived it. I survived. Did y'all see that? I think I just broke a leg. Well, I don't know how I survived that. I guess the game, see, that's, in real life, that wouldn't happen. I couldn't get back up, so... Where is the campsite? Alright. I'm getting kind of winded on this visually. I'm getting visually drained, to be honest with you. Let's see. There's the RV. Oh, we're still jamming at the RV camp. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. There's a raven or... That's me dancing. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get him here. Come on, little bugger. Come on, little bugger. Come get some. I think I heard something. I really want to. I want y'all to see the magnitude. I think I've seen some other video footage of this, like on YouTube and stuff, and I've never played the game. You can see you'll see the size, the specs. They even got it. I think it's 8 to 10 feet tall. They did even a good job of even presenting that material. So whoever these guys are that made this, produced this, directed all this stuff, and made it, and was able to make it a thing. They did include little little eggs. You know how they always say Easter eggs when it comes to the gaming world. I hate to use that term, but that's what they do. Put little nuggets of different things that incorporate. I'm just shooting aimlessly in the air or the trees. I'm not going to quit the stream until I find Bigfoot. He's going to come. He's going to come. I'm jamming out. I got my food. I've got some type of flare. Oh yeah, it's going down. I'm going to top this off. Yeah, we're going to use the flare gun. How do I use the flare gun? That's a knife. How do you use that? There's a Q. Oh, it's going. It doesn't matter anyways. Who cares about the flare gun? It's going down at the campsite. Come on, big honky. Let's get this done, boy. Y'all heard him. Y'all heard him playing. Y'all heard him playing. Too bad I can't get the flare gun to deploy. Man, my camp, it's all bad. Man, he is... Sorry that I'm not finding him quicker. I thought I'd be able to find him faster than this, but he's not there. He sure is hunting me. I'm trying to find a way to change the primary weapon or do a flare gun. Did we deploy the trap earlier? We did not. Where do y'all think I should put the trap at? Y'all think I should pop that trap somewhere? Oh, he's coming. He's getting ready to... Let's put it right here. Let's have some fun. Yeah, there's a little bear trap. Yeah. Oh, man. Come on, little buddy. Come on, little buddy. Come on, little Amorite. Or Hittite or Zimazoo. Come on, man. What are we going to call you? So I'm referring to biblical terms in the 36 tribes of Nephilim, the giants that roam the earth. I'm throwing out some names there. Oh my goodness, I thought I was just saying him. It was a smoke on the fire pit there. It might have been him. I mean, what does it take? There you go. Come on, better buddy. I'm gonna get you fired up now. Oh man, did I just walk over? Did I walk over my own bear trap? Guys, I just walked over my own trap, man. Welcome to Visual Disturbance. Listen to me. If this happened to me in real life right now, and I had to be in all these conditions, I would probably have lasted 30, maybe up to 1 minute. I'd have probably just not survived. It was unsurvivable. My ancestors, though, might be a totally different realm. But I'll tell you what, if you rewind 2015 Brian or 2016 Brian, I could have totally rocked it. 2018 Brian, I could have rocked this. But now in 2024, all I can do is hide behind the screen in the digital realm and hunt, see some Bigfoot. But if I had to do this in real life, I'd probably be taken out in about 5 minutes. So there you go. Yeah, he's coming, man. I'm gonna shoot that kayak there and have some fun. Yeah. If he would just hurry up and show himself, because everybody on the program here, that's what we're anticipating is a Bigfoot, and it's taking longer than I anticipated to find the guy. So I'll tell you a story. When I was younger, over in Kentucky especially, there were people leave me with a bag. Like literally, there's like this big garbage bag, and they would use a certain term, which I'm totally not for. It's more of let's just say a controversial topic, but they would leave you with the bag, and they say you're hunting something, and they would leave you in the dark and make you freak out. That was not good of some older friends back in the day when I was like 12 or 13. They would prank on me, a little prank and joke on me kind of thing. So I guess these Kentucky boys, you get this strange humor back in the day. You take four-wheelers, you jump over ponds that are almost semi-dried out, and you watch so many Dukes of Hazzard shows, you can't comprehend reality, and so you go outside and try to implement it. Exclude the Dodge Charger. You use a four-wheeler and be practically brand new and drive it over in a ditch and flip it. So there's another little fun, hypothetical, but pretty much factual information. I'm going to find this Bigfoot before the show's over with. We're going to find the Bigfoot and deploy something. And I know for 1,000% fact that I am not going to be able to combat this character. But I wanted to at least show the magnitude and the size. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it pops in and out on the program the way it does it. They even got that, to what I was alluding to earlier. They even got that aspect in the way they created it. The way he pops up. I want y'all to really focus when he pops up. You'll see something very interesting. There you go. Come on, big boy. Yeah, I'm going to get him fired up now. We're going to at least see some daylight. I want him to come on over here. Come on over here and get you some of it. So, anyways, when he comes on over here, I want y'all to see how he I hate to use the term, but manifests into the video game. I really want y'all to focus on that, because it was something what I alluded to earlier before we started playing the game, and I thought that was strange. It's like some kind of paradigm craziness, How many bullets do I got? 20? Let's see what happens. Look at the stars up there. See that right there? According to the news, in real life, we have a 33-foot diameter mini moon that's just traveling around at 1,000 miles an hour, and it's got its own Captain Kirk Star Trek setup going on. If y'all seen my last video I did about 10 days ago, that whole clown show. 33 foot in diameter, and it's got its own yeah, I'm gonna get it to come over here now. It's open ground here. It's open season out here in the field. Oh man, that just scared me to death. Come on, birds. Man, that actually did scare me a little bit. Did that scare you guys? I'm trying to find, but anyways, the big moon thing, the nonsense with the asteroid and the so-called Nibiru and different topics that refer to the mini moon, that they're saying that is part of something that we have now, and it's something that's in our atmosphere, blah blah. It's circling around the moon at 40 billion miles an hour or whatever. How are you supposed to see a 33 diameter? How are you supposed to see a 33 foot diameter moon? And it's so I mean, come on. Words can't describe how the powers that be think that we are in our mindset. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad, really. but 33 foot in diameter, and it supposedly have a consciousness. They're saying that it looks like somebody's flying it. Like, come on, big boy, come on, show your face, Chewie. Come on, Chewbacca, let's get real here. I've got audience here waiting on you to show your face. Yeah, come on now. Come on now. If you're just now tuned to Visual Disturbance, we're talking about UFOs, Manakwabu, giants of old, and trying to find Bigfoot, and trying to see if he can show his face, so I can at least try to put my 2 cents in to try to combat him. So let's get on that real quick. So if you see this in real life, and a lot of people have been saying, like I said earlier, at family trees, etc., there's such thing as prayer and praying, that these Ephesians 6 verse 12 type of things are not going to go bump in the night and take over your property. I will tell you, Scott Carpenter used to say all the time that he would go and pray over his property when he's coming back home. He would pray over all his property because they would follow him home. That's what he would say. He said on many videos that he presented, and I thought that was very compelling. So yeah, long gunman, yeah, man. But oh man, here we go again. So listen, we got frogs, we got lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my, we got a little Wizard of Oz, which I don't recommend. We got the Emerald City cracking off, and but yeah, when it comes to biblical stance, and like I was saying earlier, let's just get into that. So if we're praying to the Father in heaven, you look at the whole thing. When you say, well, a lot of people now are saying, well, we got aliens, UFOs, that's who seated us here, that's the Elohim, that's the blah, 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 that's the 10-footers, they got elongated skulls, they can do all these different things. Well, like I said and alluded to a minute ago, if you look at Ephesians 6, verse 12, and you start comprehending that reality, and there's dominions and powers and wickedness that are constantly, it's going down. I just heard that. Did y'all hear that cork? But if you see the Ephesians 6, verse 12, and you look at that and really analyze and really look at the meaning, and you could take Strong's coordinates and look at that and really focus on what the Greek, come on, big boy, what the Greek, and come on, I want to give me some of this. Come on now, give us some of this Kentucky old boy. We gotta get this down, man. I'm gonna put you in a mound over here. Yeah, I'm gonna bury you in an Indian mound. So if anybody doesn't understand that there's an Indian mound concept with the giants of old, you've been told a story. You've been told a porky, and when Abraham Lincoln would say in 1848, and there's a transcript about him speaking about the ancient giants of old, the mastodons, the mammoth, the mysteries of our world, he was referring to what I've been trying to bring in this program, and they have the when they're talking about different applications to bring in systems, this is one of the ancients of old was talking about communicating with creatures they shouldn't have been communicating with. And we are supposed to be sitting back here now in 2024 completely in the dark, and that is not the truth. When God says he's not the author of confusion, why would we be confused if we have the truth? So when you look into the Genesis 6 verse 4 and you say, well, that's all figurative, and you say it's sons of Seth, please comment below and tell me how you can say it's the sons of Seth when the sons of Seth are not even, there's nothing there. It's a huge, like David alludes to all the time, he says a big porky. How could you even comment and say, well, I just know there's no such thing. Well, what about all the other manipulation of the Nephilim and all these different things? What about all that? It is taking forever to find Bigfoot, by the way. It's daylight. But, what are you going to do? People just will step all over you, and if you know something, and it's actual factual, and you have substantial evidence, literally giant femurs, etc., and people just say it's a giant man, it's getting old. It's getting really old, And there is evidence of, when John and Davis talked about the Hooneman character, the Hooneman. If I'm not mistaken, there's some DLC. Oh, there's some type of, it's going down. Did y'all hear that? The DLC. I hear some in the bushes. I'm just shooting every which way. But but the DLC, the downloadable content on this program, on this video game, they actually have a skin for the Bigfoot called Druid. I couldn't believe it. So you're looking into Druidism, and David's talked about the Druids. John's talked about the Druids on Now You See TV. Can you imagine? They had the Druid character, like skin for the Bigfoot character. What is going on? I couldn't believe that. I thought it was crazy. I didn't buy it, but I just thought it was interesting. But why are they incorporating that stuff? If there's no weight to it, if there's no original thought or original any kind of evidence, why is this stuff here? So that's what you have to question. You have to question why people are just telling you a bunch of stuff and getting back to the Sons of Seth. The Sons of Seth is just a huge porky. And why are there giants that roam the earth and the giants of old, the Nephilim, the Raphaim, and like I alluded to a few moments ago, talking about the different tribes. Why are they there? Why is King Og's bed in the Bible? You know, when people are like, well, it's not in the Bible, it's not in the Bible. Well, I just told you literally just within 10 seconds that it's in the Bible. Now, I'm not going to sit there and tell you a lie. And it's just interesting that people will not proceed with that. I don't understand. I don't get it. They don't want to take any thought. It's just very scary to me. And it's not like I'm here, I don't want to ever make anybody feel belittled. That's not the case. But when you just completely shut you down, you're standoffish on your topic, you say, well, none of this matters. Well, if the UFOs and stuff, and they say jing-a-ling-a-ling, so to speak, and it comes down on the pike, and you see something, fee-fi-fo-fum, I smell you, son, and it's dragging you in the woods, and you'll say, well, it's Star Wars, or it's this, and we're so defragmented, we can't see through the day, man. We can't see. Because we don't, it's like discernment is, I keep going around aimlessly around this ravine here. I'm just going to kind of, let's see if you think I can scratch off the side here? No, I did. Oh, that's it. Uh-oh. Well, I did a little toss. I think I really am trying to provoke this guy, because here we are. We're going on a long visual disturbance today. A super long visual disturbance today. And I wasn't wanting to go this long. Let me see what that boat's doing. I was going to see how the NVIDIA graphics was. You know what I mean? See how the graphics was. Is there a house up there? There's a house and a cabin up there. That's where I need to go. Oh, I'm getting ready to get dragged out the woods. Hey, there's a building up there. That's where I need to go. That's where the last battle is going to be, right there. However I get there. Is that a zip line? Let's move to a different location, because I'm getting bored. What do you think? What do you guys think? I'm getting a little bored over here just circling the campsite. Nothing's showing up. Is that a zip line? It does look like a zip line to me. That's a zip line, guys. Let's check this out. Nothing. How do I get across there? Okay, maybe swim? I tried that earlier and got stuck on the shore. Oh, we got a waterfall? Okay. If you're just now tuning in, subscribe to Visual Disturbance. I think it was Long Gunman. I am trying to do a different approach, my friend. Thank you for acknowledging that. And hopefully I don't die here trying to walk across this. I am trying to do a different approach, and guess what? This is where, okay, I got it. I am trying to do a different approach, and I hope everybody's enjoying it. Every time I hear him in the direction, I always shoot. But I hope everybody's enjoying it. And like I said earlier, I was just trying to just shine the light, because this wicked world and everything. We really wanted to get the message out. We got to talk about, we talk about God Almighty and then Jesus, right? It's the pumpkin. Of course, it's the Pumpkin Mountain Resort. Why not? Why not be the pumpkin? Yeah, of course it is. Is that truck work? No, this is all creepy, right? What does this make you think of? Does this work? Does this truck work? Oh, it don't even do nothing. What is this out of a... Is that a... Well, just... Whoops. Oh, this is kind of neat, guys. So you can actually... I didn't know. Oh, okay. All right. Let's get in here and do some streaming. You want to do some visual disturbing? There's some gamer. You can game right here and get on the stream. There's a flashlight. It won't let you have. There's a lantern. I can do that. Okay. All right. Light your lantern. Okay. There's some more ammunition. I cannot believe this is taking this long. A pipe wrench. What's a pipe wrench going to do on this type of game? And a baseball bat. I got a greasy ball cap. My shirt, I can't remember. It was some old song. I spend Saturdays working on my truck. It's some old song, man. It's like the sector music. I don't even remember all the song. You know, as my country music singing. I don't listen to music much anymore, but every now and then, when I associate with something of a memory, I'll sit there and just chime off an old lyric. You know. Where's Bigfoot, folks? Where's Bigfoot? There's a porta potty. Could you imagine if this was realization? Oh, you can't. Oh my goodness, you can go up in the porta potty, folks. We've officially made it. We've officially made it. This is a stargate. This is a stargate, folks. The porta potty, and it's blue too. Hey, listen, this would be the place to go when the lasers come. Man, I'm hearing all kinds of. When the lasers come. This is where you go. Jump the porta potty, and forget the blue roof. Just jump on into the porta potty, and there you go. It's like an instant capsule. You just jump on in. You might have some sewage come up on you, pour up all over you, but you'll be protected from all these laser beams coming from the sky. But during this game, you have to worry about Bigfoot. I can't go in. It won't let me go in. I guess I got too many. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know what the objective is for that. I'm hearing all kinds of crazy, scary stuff. Y'all hear that? Oh man, is that Bigfoot like right here? Oh my goodness, guys, there it is! Get you some of that, big boy! Pop, pop! He was trying to get. Okay, come on. Oh, this is going down. Look at that. It's glitching now. I'm not even. Man, that's not right. You know? Come on. Look at him. He's glitching. Bigfoot has cane, boy. See, hey, listen. I can't get down there because I'll end up dying too. I knew that's what that was. Come on, big boy. I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a chance. Come on. I'll give you. Come on. Climb out of there. Come on. Come on. That draw first blood. I'm gonna slide down. Come on, get you some of that, big boy. Come on. I want him to get up. Yeah, get. And now listen, you know what the worst fear is? If you can have. Yeah, whatever. It's all. This might be the best setup. What should I do, guys? Should I go ahead and just? He's so quick. This is not even supposed to happen. Come on there, you kinda. All right. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm running out of bullets. Now I can't even get out of here. This is gonna be bad, guys. Watch. Run, boy, run! He's gonna take off running after me. Oh man. Oh. Oh no, I'm gonna die from underwater. I can't get back up. Oh man. Alright, there we go. He should be over there though. Y'all feel me? He's out that way. Look. Which one is the night vision? That was plumb scary, guys. He was about ready to take me out. We'll see if I can get him on night vision from here. Oh, there he is. Man, he's still glitching. That wasn't even funny, guys. Look how sad this is. He's been sitting out there hearing all. See, I was telling him all these. He was telling actual facts, right? So Bigfoot, he got into the tune. I was playing all his radio stations and stuff on the cassette tape, and he heard me singing a while ago. And then that's what he's out there dancing. You see what I'm saying? So, and I'm hearing wolves now and everything. They all coming for me. Man, that's terrible. I'm trying to get him to. That's not even right. Look at him over there. What's he doing? He's like, hey, listen, so speaking of, since anybody want to know, Did you know there used to be giants that would be good tunnel systems? They would be able to dig in the dirt and bore out their own tunnels. So maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's learning. Maybe this game is so high tech and advanced. The AI, he's digging a tunnel system. So that's where we're gonna make our final battle. But what stinks about it, folks, is all I can do is probably go over there and just walk up to him and let him just chew on the bones, I guess. But we're up the 2-hour mark. We did find Bigfoot. He's over there doing the Michael Jackson. You know, he's getting ready to do some type of weird dancing. I shouldn't even use that terminology. Let's see what's going on. I'm probably going to die from... I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Y'all just died, y'all. There he is. Look at that. Yeah, oh, that's it. That's it. Well, there you go. Oh, I come back. So, H... And there you go. Am I coming back again? I'm trying to get over there to him. I can't get out of the water. This is bad. This is really bad. I mean, how do I get up off the ground? Oh, okay, I got it now. Come on, big boy. At least let me. So if y'all see the perspective, see this guy right here? Let me see if I can get him to come on. Let's see if I can do this. Here, come on. All right, come on now. Backstroke, come on now. Do something. Are you that bad off that you can't do something? Oh, come on. Well, we're all gonna struggle. This is where we meet our demise. Where we meet our demise, right here. Where'd he go? So anyways, he's completely glitched out, and there's nothing I can do. And there we go. And there goes the suspense of music. And what stinks? I'm gonna have to get away from him or something. I'm gonna have to see if it'll restart. I'm gonna see if it restarts. Let me get off of this side of the. Well, hopefully I can get over here without dying. But real quick before I get off here, it stinks because I wanted to show you guys how he actually. One moment, I'm choking on water here. I wanted to show you guys actually how he actually shows up, and it's kind of discouraging because I want to show how the actual character. He shows up a certain way. You'll see this smoke imagery come up, and then all of a sudden he'll just pop up and manifest right there, and then he'll disappear and run off, and you'll see him just like dematerialize in the air. And maybe I need to walk away from him or something. I don't know. Maybe just one more chance, and we're coming up on 2-hour mark. I tell you what, we're getting ready to go. Dan, it's getting ready to be like a marathon like Dan would present. But hopefully I can get it to respawn the character and go from there. I don't know. But yeah, folks, we seen the Bigfoot. We hunted him down. He was stuck. I said porta potty, right? Remember that? Remember I said the porta potty? I opened the blue door, made the references to lasers, and all of a sudden, poop. There he is, right? The porta potty, the poopa potty. He must have smelt all that nasty sewage. The Bigfoot came and got stuck in the ravine on the shoreline and glitched out. And there you have it. Bigfoot has not been hunted. He's just hanging out over there on the shoreline waiting for the sewage to drain. That's where the septic system is. But at least he's close by because the laser systems won't come and get him. So, but anyways, I went really long on this one because I've been trying to hunt for Bigfoot. I hope y'all really enjoyed it. I got to go live on Twitter, and I got to go live on Twitch TV, and on YouTube here. And I hope y'all really enjoyed it. I try to make a different approach, something different, and try something. I'm willing to always try something different, and to make sure that I get the story out as far as the objective. The mission is to present. When you talk about gospel and talk about the Holy Scriptures, you present something, and you won't give them opportunity. And even though this is a little bit unorthodox, going and showing you all a video game, I hope it was a blessing. Even though I did kind of get distracted, it's kind of hard to navigate and present material or speak off the top of my head when I'm hearing Chewbacca coming down the street. So, there's Bigfoot. So I'll leave you with this: Bigfoot's not coming back. He's stuck on the shoreline. And the porta potty, he's right now trying to disengage the sewage system. So, with that being said, I am going to get off of this thing. Hopefully, I can disconnect from the game here, and check this out. We're gonna, yeah. So y'all can still hear me, I think. I wanted to tell everybody I thank you all. We got to at least get the Bigfoot taken care of. Really went long. One moment, I'm trying to do something here. We went really long on this one today. Super long, actually. Longer than I wanted. But I hope everybody enjoyed it. The Hunting for the Bigfoot Visual Disturbance exclusive. I hope it was fun and humorous. Maybe we'll do this again. Maybe we'll go for round 2. Maybe we'll try to hunt for the Bigfoot. Maybe he'll come up and show up quicker next time. Maybe he won't be so shy and trying to play around with the porta potties. But if you're just now tuning in to Visual Disturbance and you're just now getting the back end of this video, this live stream, I do a lot of different programs. The News is Not For Everybody is like my top end program where I'll do a lot of interesting things. I'll talk about a lot of different interesting topics. Just enjoy presenting gospel stuff, and as far as the gospel truth, talking about the Bible, different types of different things. And I hope you all enjoy it. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If this is so totally new, I know it's totally different new from what y'all are accustomed to, especially listeners as are dedicated to the Visual Disturbance. I hope it does. I do not, like I said before, turn that frown upside down. Do not, I hope this doesn't divert you. I just wanted everybody to know that I'm doing it to reach younger audiences. It's not something I'm going to be doing all the time. This is just something I wanted to change and make something new and really talk about different controversial topics, even when it comes to Bible or talking about any other thing, Nibiru and all the stuff that I talked about today. So if you're in an area and a Bigfoot's a big dominant thing and it's like all the time, like I alluded to at the beginning of the program, we got Tennessee guys in the chat, we got Georgia people, and I know the Bigfoot statues are all over the place. I think they're even out in Arizona in some areas, but I don't know. I think there was some big laughs on here. People was cracking up during the chat. It was for fun and humor too, but for all the listeners that are used to this program. But I hope it reached somebody out there that we can, because things are coming off the tracks, like I said earlier. We're not only having to worry about whether what being orchestrated in some evil intention. Now we got you got UFOs, aliens, all this stuff. Elon Musk just the other day said he thinks the UFOs and stuff are he thinks they're all human, which I have alluded in my mind, and I've compiled all the data that I have, rattling off into what's left of my brain matter. I still feel the same way in some shape or form. But when it come down to where the origins of the tech came from is what I was bringing to this program. When it comes to giants in the earth in those days, and we're talking about the fallen angels, which people scoff and say it doesn't exist anymore. The sons of God made it with the daughters of men. We have talked about that several times during this program. And if anybody out there thinks that they can outdo these things, like outdo these superior entities that took an oath on Mount Hermon, you have something that you are prideful. You are disconnected from reality if you think that you have a superior intellect. And I think this is where the AI and everything is coming from, and I think it's where it's all these different things. And I will bring one thing up to you guys. When the AI, I'm gonna use that term, and when Alexa can predict or say that there's gonna be a Hurricane Milton coming even 6 months ago, referring to it in some Wikipedia files, etc. When they can say that, it means it's been orchestrated. Okay, so there's something not correct. So we pray and hope that nobody gets in trouble. Nobody gets hurt. Nobody, all the catastrophic stuff going on up in North Carolina and all these disasters. The world seems like it's coming off the hinges. but we need to keep our focus on the King of Kings. We need to focus on what we're born for, what we're here for, why we have 5 fingers, 10 fingers, 10 toes instead of 6 fingers and 6 toes. Why we are here, why we are in the image of God Almighty. Why is there evidence of other offspring? And then you get into people say the sutras, the elongated skull, the manipulation of man. Yes, I know that. I understand it. But people say that, we are the new species. Well, you can go back and cross-reference the data. The new species that you're referring to is us. This species existed for a long time. We're referring back to the garden, and people don't want to they want to discredit all knowledge, and it gets really kind of just, like I was mentioned earlier when I was chasing Bigfoot, literally, defragmented. And it just irks me to my bitter core. And when you keep her head straight, you keep her head on a swivel, because Chewbacca's coming, hunting for Bigfoot. Watch out, because it's a Visual Disturbance exclusive. If you're just now tuning in, like I said, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share this thing out. I have a blast today. I've actually had a blast. It's been something different, and we went over 2 hours, and I haven't done a 2-hour live program in a long time. So hunting for Bigfoot, maybe we'll do a part 2 sometime. Maybe I'll get a little bit better with the game. Maybe the AI will get better. Maybe the AI, because I think I outsmarted him with that porta potty. You know what I mean? Like, I went to the porta potty, and then all of a sudden I said Stargate, and all of a sudden I said, "Did y'all hear that?" So get you a porta potty, get you a copper suit, get you some arrowheads and javelins, and a pickaxe and a shovel, and start building mounds, and we can put these guys back where they came from, that Abraham alluded to during his transcript and talking about the ancient giants that in the mountains of America. There's a little fun, humorous program tonight. Hunting for Bigfoot. I'll conclude. I just want to tell you all, thank you all so very much for attending with me. This 2-hour segment, your time is very special to me, and I hope I brought some light to you instead of some dark. I hope I really wanted to make everybody upbeat, because I know that there's a lot of people suffering and a lot of people that are just having so many issues right now, and I hope it's just because I suffer with some infirmities that I have to deal with in this world and my body and everything. So I'm just thankful that I can able to get on here and just shine this light and ask God to bless it. And I hope, and a big shout out to some people that I met. I'm not going to say their name, but there was a couple that I met in Woodstock the other day, Georgia, that I thought a lot of, and it was just so great to meet everybody, and what an honor it was. There was a gentleman, his name's Bill. Got to meet him in Woodstock, Georgia. What a hoot he is. He's just a very, very charismatic fellow. He's a very just kind individual. So, and joyful individual. And I think it's something we need to turn back to, is being joyful instead of being dragged down by all the media and propaganda and everything, right? Because the times of peace, if you really think about it, we have time. We have time to be peaceful and joyful. All the stuff that we have, the technological advancements, everything we have in this America here, the kings of old would be like, man, these guys are millions of kings in one land with all the tech that we have today. They would be, I'm talking like, King Solomon days. Well, I don't know, some of the tech they had, it might have been more of an ancient antediluvian world, but I'm talking about as far as the, push a button, Amazon shows up, drops a package off, right? So we have so many conveniences and so many blessings to be thankful for. And don't let this world rob your joy. And do good unto others. Be joyful, because we only have today, and tomorrow will come, hopefully. But we only have today. So be of good cheer. Keep your eye on the Lord, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. And I hope everybody's a big shout out to everybody that's in Woodstock area. It was a very peaceful place. It seems kind of different. It was a smart city, I think. They had like advanced technology, all these little, that's what the people was telling me there. They had cameras everywhere. It was kind of strange in that way as far as relating to smart cities. But I really had a good time. It seemed very peaceful as far as our mission, what we had to be deployed down there and what we did. And big shout out to everybody. But like always, share us out. I'm Brian Reese of Visual Disturbance. Next time we'll hunt a Bigfoot again. But maybe I'll be Bigfoot on the next time around. Maybe I'll be the Bigfoot and chasing the. I'll chase the man running around the woods. How about that? So, with that being said, everybody be blessed. Have a good night. And 2 hours and something, we are out of here. Subscribe, share this thing out. I really appreciate it. And thank you all so much again for your time and your attendance tonight. And be blessed and be a good cheer and have a great day, okay? And I'll see you on the next one.
Huh?